Now, when I mean not everything went according to plan, I mean not everything went according to plan. Because, I said it before and I'll say it again, other gods from other universes started to come into the Megaverse and act like they owned the place by basically kind of changing everything. They started to change creatures' lifespan. They started to change how animals like dinosaurs, Kaiju, Titans, dragons, mammals, etc. They started to act like they owned the place and try to change everything for the better, sort of. Because these gods found the Megaverse a new sort of world to take over. And of course, the only things that were a problem were the Mega Kaiju, so they wanted to eradicate all the Mega Kaiju. So, they started to try to do so. They started to try to change the Megaverse and make it their realm, and make it like they own the place. But of course, they all started killing most of the Mega Kaiju. Now this enraged the god of the Megaverse, because they created the Megaverse. It was their realm, their world, not theirs. Mega X of Ghidorah was even more furious at these gods, who came to this world that he and his friends worked so hard to create. And these inferior gods act like they can come into this world and act like they own the place and take everything away from them. So, like any god defending their own realm, Super Mega Godzilla Earth, his wife, Mega Anime Mothra, and Mega X of Ghidorah defended their realm and killed most of the gods from the other universes. However, there were other gods out there who wanted to conquer the Megaverse. And so Mega X of Ghidorah was the one who came up with the idea to travel around the multiverse and kill those gods from other universes in order to teach them a lesson. To make sure that they know that the Megaverse is a universe they don't want to mess with. And so, Super Mega Godzilla Earth agreed. He and Mega X of Ghidorah started traveling around the multiverse, finding the other gods, and killing them. They try to reason with those gods. They try to reason with them, but those gods refused to listen. And as a result, their punishment was their death. And of course, Super Mega Godzilla Earth and Mega X of Ghidorah did not stop until they get the message out. They wanted to get the message out loud and clear. They wanted to make sure that every god from other universe they wanted to make sure that they will live in fear of them. And They wanted them to know that this universe is their universe. They never wanted this. But the gods from the other universes did not listen, and as a result, their punishment came. The carnage did not stop until all the remaining gods from the other universes surrendered and promised that they will never come anywhere near their universe. And when Superman got to Earth went back, Mega X of Ghidorah turned around and threatened them by saying, "You come anywhere near our universe, and I will destroy your universe with just one thought. Do you understand?" And they quickly shook their heads. It's giving him his answer, and he left. Because, you guys can totally understand why Mega X of Ghidorah will be more furious than his other fellow gods. Because he and his friends worked so hard to create the Megaverse, and only to end up having it to be threatened and trying to be taken away from them by these other inferior gods. To him, Mega X of Ghidorah saw them as no gods. He saw them as mortals. If anything, he and his friends were the true gods. Anyways, when they returned to the Megaverse, it took them a while to restore everything. It took them a while to restore balance. It took them a while to recover their world. Eventually, they managed to fix the damage, and as a result, everything was peaceful. They never got attacked ever again. And so the gods of the Megaverse lived alongside with their most famous creation, the Mega Kaiju. Their Mega Kaiju was their greatest creation. The Mega Kaiju worshipped them as God. The Mega Kaiju worshipped their gods with love and respect. And Superman Godzilla Earth and Mega X of Ghidorah acted like brothers. They cared for each other, they loved each other. Mega X of Ghidorah was actually really happy that Superman Godzilla Earth got married. And was even chosen to be the godfather of Superman Godzilla Earth's children. But eventually, as time went by, things started to change. With more and more Mega Kaiju dying from, each other because of survival and all that stuff, blah, 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 things started to go a little unbalanced. And so Superman Godzilla Earth declared Mega X of Ghidorah to be known as the God of the Darkness Realm. Basically, the Mega Kaiju's version of Hell. Their own little version of Hell. At first, Mega X of Ghidorah was a little hesitant, but he eventually understood and was glad, and he gladly took that responsibility. And he wanted to do everything in his power to help out his fellow gods. But as time went by, he started to become loathed, hated, etc. Instead of being loved and respected, the majority of the Mega Kaiju started to hate Mega X of Ghidorah. They started to hate Mega X of Ghidorah. This was completely unknown on why this started to happen. Not even Superman Gods of Earth could figure out why this started to happen. He did everything that he could to make sure that Mega Kaiju started to care for Mega X of Ghidorah. But the hate only continued, and it drove Mega X of Ghidorah insane. The hate slowly consumed him. It slowly changed him. And as time went by, the hate, the disrespect, everything was worse. It gotten worse by the day. And it continued to get worse, and worse, and worse. Driving Mega X of Ghidorah even further into the darkness. And, of course, it drove him to the point where he eventually snapped. Mega X of Ghidorah could not take it anymore. Superman Gods of Earth and Mega Anime Mothra were not doing anything, despite them trying everything they can to help their friend. And as a result, Mega X of Ghidorah, he snapped. He left the planet for a bit to get some quote-unquote fresh air. But in reality, he kidnapped a few dragons and a few hydras. He brought them to a planet, and he eventually created that planet. Well, at first he destroyed it and recreated it into his own liking. And he called that planet the planet of the Mega Ghidorahs. The Mega Ghidorahs were born by Mega X of Ghidorah because he could not create his own life without the help of his other fellow gods. But he didn't want them to know what he was doing.